Shalom family trendsetter. I'm driving, so you'll hear some noise in the background. Please bear with me. Now, before I continue, a brief disclaimer. I know some of the things I'm going to be talking about in this particular video may offend some of y'all, and it might be sensitive to others, but I mean, at the end of the day, I have to tell you what we should or should not be doing, because a lot of y'all don't know. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all go to church and let the pastor preach to y'all, but he don't really teach y'all what is in the Heliobiblous Bible, the book, the Holy Bible that a lot of us hold dear to. Now, as far as celebrating the dead, a lot of y'all have loved ones that's probably in the military or was in the military that passed on. This is why I'm saying that it's going to be a little bit sensitive. Now, my father died maybe over 15, 16, 17 years ago, right? From lung cancer. So stop smoking if you're smoking. And I remember throughout the 15, 16 years, I only been to his grave once, and it's by accident. I had an individual, my baby mother, her father passed on, and believe it or not, he was buried literally right next to my father. And it wasn't until I got to the grave, because I went to her send-off, which is a funeral, and I said, wait a minute, this over here looks familiar. This gravesite looked familiar. And when I looked over to the left, sure enough, that was my dad's grave. Literally, her dad was buried right next to my father. You know what I'm saying? That was very, very coincidental. Now, that was the first time, actually the second time I went to his gravesite. The first time when we went to his send-off, and the second time when, you know, coincidentally, her father ended up burying right next to my dad. It was so crazy. And after that, I've never, ever been back to his gravesite. Not because I didn't want to, not because I didn't love my dad, but it was just something about me going to visit, you know, a gravesite. I know he's no longer there. His body might be there rotting away, but I know he's no longer there, because I know even back then, before I got into the truth, that, you know, when you die, your spirit goes back to the Most High, because we're a spiritual being. So I'm like, why would I go to a gravesite talking to someone that's no longer there? Who the fuck am I really speaking to? I might be speaking to demons, because a lot of times these demons go to the gravesite and take on the appearance of your loved one. And that's why sometimes you see in your dreams or in a vision or whatever, see your loved ones appearing, you know, presenting themselves to you and shit, right? And you're like, oh, I saw my grandmother, I saw my mother. No, you ain't seen your grandmother. You saw a demon that went beyond the grave and shit and took on that appearance of that loved one. So for those of you who don't know, now you know. So I know a lot of y'all planning for Memorial Day coming up, and, you know, today is Friday. Well, today is actually the 6th day according to the Bible. And a lot of y'all are going to celebrate Memorial Day commemorating, you know, your loved one that passed on, especially if they was in the military. I'm going to tell y'all, I shouldn't be doing that, okay? Because the Bible teaches you're not supposed to talk to the dead. It's like necromancy. Like, you know how Jesus Christ went into the grave and shit, or into prison, you know, speak with the dead that was in the prison. You ain't supposed to be doing that shit. That's necromancy. That's why I don't fuck with the New Testament, because everything the Bible tells you not to do, Christianity says okay. You know what I'm saying? Jesus said he went and spoke to the dead, ministered to the dead, some shit like that. I mean, you're not supposed to be doing that shit. I mean, I don't understand, but, you know, I guess that was God or Jesus or whatever. But anyway, yes, family. So I know a lot of y'all planning to celebrate not the 4th of July, but Memorial Day. I don't think y'all should be celebrating any of these heathen Gentile holidays or festivity, because everything that these heathen Gentiles do is very demonic. It has to do with celebrating death. All right, even Jesus telling you in remembrance of him, eat of his body, drink of his blood. As I told y'all, maybe I didn't watch the podcast yet, but I told y'all in the podcast that the Gentile God in the Old Testament, a lot of y'all refer to him as Yahweh, the one that required blood sacrifice. We should not be participating in these pagan, you know what I'm saying, ritual. I know a lot of y'all deal with the Passover, killing the lamb, but the question again I have to ask y'all, who is the Leviticus priest that's presenting these sacrifices to y'all creator? You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be presented to the Most High according to the scriptures in the Old Testament, right? By a Leviticus priest, and then after it's presented, and you feast on it. But my thing is, we're in the land of captivity. Why are we doing these Passover feast days? It behoves me, because again, we're not in our land according to the scriptures, right? And we're supposed to be celebrating in a designated area, and it's definitely not here in America. Babylon. You know what I'm saying? If you believe in the New Testament and shit. But anyway, so again, I'm saying this to say that I'm not telling y'all shouldn't remember your loved one that passed on, but the ones that went into battle, first of all, I don't even know why the fuck we fighting for this dumbass country, because these devils came here, slaughtered the Native American Indians, the original Aboriginal people who were black and shit, and then now we're fighting for the same motherfuckers that killed our ancestors. It doesn't make sense to me. But yes, if a lot of our children decided they're going to join the military because they was promised under the GI Bill to go back to school or to get a home or loan, whatever, whatever kind of promise they promised our children. Like my son, for example, he's in the Marines. I told the motherfucker don't go. He went anyway. Now he's telling me every minute, Dad, I wish I would have listened. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like, oh, it's not what they told us it was going to be. I said, I knew that, because Americans, they lie. America lie. America's based on fucking lies. America's based on death, blood, and lie, deception. So for those of you who want to go to your graveside to celebrate the dead, which your Bible say you shouldn't do, you could do what you do. At the end of the day, I understand, because you have an emotional connection. But if you are a Bible believing individual, which a lot of y'all Christians are, but y'all don't know the Bible, you're not supposed to do it. Okay, because the dead's not going to speak back to you. It's almost like you're retarded talking to somebody that's not going to speak back to you. Their body, their bones is there, but their spirit went on. Okay? So I just wanted to come on here just to share this with y'all for what it's worth. You can take what you take from it. If you don't want to take anything from it, it is what it is. I'm just, the messenger. All right? So again, family, just wanted to bring forth this information. Not trying to be insensitive. You do what you do, but I just wanted to share this with y'all. And with that, I say shalom.